Tell me, dear adventurers, have you ever wondered about the mysterious creatures that roam the abundant forests of Azeroth? Some are feared, others revered. These majestic, owl-like bears, cloaked in the power of the moon, are both. Integral to the planet's early balance, they symbolize the very essence of change. What, then, could be the true narrative behind these fascinating beings? Come, let us explore their unique bond with the druids of the world and set out on a quest to discover the secrets of the Wildkin. As a young adventurer, you might have stumbled upon these lofty creatures in the forests of the world. But what do we really know about them? The Wildkin are an awe-inspiring blend of bear strength and horned owl intelligence, embodying both wisdom and ferocity. It is, then, no wonder that they have rightly earned their widespread fame as the magnificent owl bear. Their powerful physiques are covered in a mix of feathers and fur, ranging in hues from earthy browns to vibrant greys that shimmer with inherent magical qualities. These feathers are not just for show. The priests of Elune believe they are imbued with druidic energy, a gift from the moon goddess herself, who see them as sacred animals and protectors of the wild places that are integral to the world's health and harmony. Their bird-like faces are framed by a crown of antlers, giving them both a regal and spiritual appearance. The antlers are not just ornamental. They serve as a symbol of their strength and connection to the natural world around them. The weight of a Wildkin is comparable to that of a young Kodo at birth, or about 20 gnomes huddled together under an oversized cloak trying to pass as an ogre. Though winged, these bird-like creatures cannot fly. With their muscular build and sharp talons, Wildkin present an imposing figure, yet their wise gaze reveals a depth of understanding and thoughtfulness. For you see, these majestic creatures share a deep historical connection with the Night Elves and can therefore understand Darnassian, though they do not speak it. Amongst themselves, they communicate through their own unique language, rich with nuance. Additionally, some Wildkin have learned to speak Common, but this ability is not shared by all members of their species. Throughout Azeroth, this race is known by many names, such as Owlkin, Owlbeast, and Moonkin. Each name reflects a different aspect of their nature or appearance, but all denote the same magnificent creatures that command respect and awe. The bear-like beings live in small, close-knit communities and, like many birds, reproduce by laying eggs. They construct nests for their young and often inhabit caves or hollowed-out trees, and have even mastered the use of flames, allowing the lighting of bonfires for warmth and protection. The Wildkin are adept at crafting simple yet effective tools and weapons from the natural resources around them. Spears, hammers, and knives fashioned from wood, bone, and stone are both instruments of survival and symbols of their ingenuity. Their skill extends beyond mere utility. The bear owls are known to create intricate decorative items and practical objects like ropes, containers, and cages. Generally serene and thoughtful, Wildkin are gentle giants within their natural habitats. However, this tranquility can be shattered if they are corrupted or manipulated, leading to aggressive and unpredictable behavior. They harbor a deep-seated hatred for the Burning Legion and the Scourge, recognizing the existential threat these forces pose to the balance of nature and the territories they call home. In the secluded forests of the world, the Wildkin uphold their spiritual traditions with profound reverence. Their ceremonies are intricately tied to their beliefs, particularly their veneration of Elune. When a member passes away, the community gathers to honor the deceased through a solemn ritual. Feathers from the fallen are carefully collected and placed upon a funeral pyre. which is then set ablaze with a torch imbued with Elune's sacred fire. This act is not merely a farewell, but a sacred rite intended to guide the spirit back to their deity, reflecting the Wildkin's deep-seated belief in the afterlife and their devotion to the moon goddess. Now, as our journey unfolds, the complex culture and spirituality of nature's wardens invites us to further explore the depths of their lore, unveiling the nuanced ways in which this race maintains their distinctiveness while engaging with the world around them. Before we can begin to understand the Wildkin's place in the current world, we need to understand their origins. Whispers tell of a time when the planet was still young and the stars were but newly woven into the fabric of the sky. According to the oldest night elf legends, these beings were created by the moon goddess Elune herself, forged in the twilight of the world. In those earliest days, the goddess of the moon combined the best traits of her beloved nightbirds, the owls, with the brute strength of bears, giving life to the race of Wildkin. These guardians were to be the watchers of her most hallowed sites, creatures of might and knowledge, tasked with an eternal vigil. Legend has it that the first Wildkin were born as the sentinels of a powerful gem through which Elune channeled her infinite wisdom. This gem, known as the Moonstone, became a conduit between the goddess and her priestesses and was hidden deep within the ancient forests. The feathered beings were tasked with ensuring that Elune's wisdom could flow unimpeded to those who served her. As the ages passed, the purpose of the Wildkin seemed to fade into obscurity. The gem they once protected became a mere legend, and the feathered bears began roaming the woodlands of the primordial world, their original charge forgotten. These creatures, though seemingly wandering without purpose, often found themselves drawn back to the sacred places they were sworn to guard. Yet they remained ever vigilant, bound by a sense of duty even they could not fully remember. One such example of their unbound loyalty was during the War of the Ancients, a conflict that shook the very foundations of Azeroth. These were days of darkness and chaos, where the forces of the Burning Legion sought to engulf the world in shadow, and the Wildkin stood steadfast alongside their night elf allies. With their inherent magical qualities and ferocious combat abilities, the bear owls were invaluable in the defense of the sacred groves of the world. Some of these noble beings fell in battle, their spirits returning to Elune, while the survivors of the bloodshed continued their eternal watch. The world changed, and with it, so did the fate of the Wildkin. The Third War brought renewed chaos to Azeroth, and nature's wardens once again found themselves in the midst of conflict, as their instinctive abhorrence for these forces of corruption and undeath flared anew. Yet, the war took its toll. In many regions, the Wildkin went mad, ravaged by the destructive forces unleashed upon the land. Enraged variants of their kin began to roam the wilds, stronger and more resilient than their brethren. These once peaceful guardians of Elune became aggressive and unpredictable, lashing out at travelers and even their night elf friends, with whom they've shared this world in harmony and mutual respect for millennia. Today, the unaffected Wildkin continue to wander the hallowed places of Azeroth that hold the very essence of the world. They remain creatures of the night, guardians of secrets, and silent watchers of the continent's hidden corners. As we delve deeper into their lore, we are reminded that the past is never truly gone. It lingers, veiled in the mists of time, where only the moon's silver light can reveal their mysteries. The timeless forests and mystical groves of Azeroth are home to a variety of Wildkin breeds, each with their unique traits and roles. Among them, the Nestlewood Wildkin command our attention early in our expedition, marking themselves as an exceptionally intriguing subspecies. A visit to Ammon Vale on Silvermyst Isle reveals these Wildkin, living quietly amid its tranquil landscapes. This island, known for its otherworldly environment and vibrant flora, provided the perfect sanctuary for these forest guardians for centuries. They are known to coexist harmoniously with the other denizens of the isle, maintaining the delicate balance of nature's rhythms, where each species supports the overall health of the land they inhabit. The crash-landing arrival of the Draenei in their ship, the Exodar, brought significant changes to this serene habitat. The radiation from the ship's power crystals induced increased hostility in the Nestlewood tribe, mutating some of their feathered kin into aberrant shadows of their former gentle selves. The Draenei, recognizing the inherent goodness of these creatures, have taken measures to protect the unaffected Wildkin, inoculating them against the harmful effects of the radiation. Regrettably, the only kindness left for their mutated brethren is a merciful death. Far more dire is the predicament facing the Wildkin from the Oomooroo tribe, where the impact of the Draenei's crystal radiation has led to more severe consequences, turning the members of the group into crazed shadows of their original selves. This tragic corruption has driven them to sever bonds with their former allies, the Stillpine Firbolgs, leading to a fierce and relentless conflict over control of the Stillpine Hold. Chieftain Oomooroo, once revered among his kin, now leads his tribe with a ferocity born of manipulation. The discovery of a blood crystal deep within their lair shed light on the source of their affliction, yet provided no solace to those affected. The Oomooroo have not only lost their sanity, but also their sacred connection to the land. Their aggression has escalated to such a degree that they have enlisted the Kurkan, a two-headed beast of formidable power, to aid the Wildkin in their struggle against the Firbolgs. This tribe's fall from grace is a reminder of the delicate balance within Silvermyst Isle's ecosystem. The Oomooroo's plight underscores a harsh reality. Not all those touched by corruption can be saved. As the war drags on, the land around the Stillpine Hold bears the scars of a relentless clash with no clear end in sight. Meanwhile, to the south, on the secluded Silvermyst Isle, the owl beasts of the Moonwing tribe used to live in peaceful coexistence with the local night elf families, sharing the bounties of the land and sea. This idyllic partnership thrived on mutual respect and understanding until, here too, tragedy struck. Harmful crystals were scattered across their woodland home, subtly altering the island's inhabitants. Transformed into harbingers of chaos, the radiation distorted the minds of these once undisturbed owl beasts, who, before long, turned on their night elf companions in a violent upheaval, severing their ancient bonds and leaving sorrow and loss in their wake. The deranged Moonwing tribe, in their madness, found a new figure to worship: Oomooroo, a fire elemental also corrupted by the Exodar's influence. Under his fiery command, they adopted dark rituals that are starkly alien to their former nature. These rituals involve the construction of large wooden effigies, which they burn in frenzied ceremonies that light up the night sky, casting an eerie glow over the isle. Despite their current ferocity, whispers of their past nobility linger among the ruins of their homes, and in the hearts of those few who remember the Moonwing as they once were. As the Night Elves and the newcomers from Argus seek ways to heal the land, hope remains that one day the Moonwing owl beasts might reclaim the tranquility that was once theirs. Before we can set sail for the mainland of the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, our journey briefly takes us to the troubled hills of Ragefeather Ridge on Bloodmist Isle, Azuremyst's sister island. Here, the Ragefeather Wildkin tribe faces its own battle against corruption. The peaceful demeanor of these creatures has been overtaken by hostility, spurred on not only by the crystals, but further exacerbated by the royal blue flutterers, moths that have unwittingly helped spread the toxic influence throughout the tribe's camps and habitat. The hilly terrain of Ragefeather Ridge, now dotted with tainted Wildkin camps, vividly illustrates the far-reaching effects and widespread impact of the Exodar's crash. The Wildkin here, infected, contaminated, and irradiated, mirror a broader story of disruption that has touched every corner of the Isles. Conversely, on the other side of the world, a unique tribe of Wildkin resides in the untamed expanses of the hinterlands, accessible via a short boat fare. As the only one of its kind on the Eastern Kingdoms, the owl beast's origins here are somewhat of a puzzle. Not even the oldest scrolls can tell how they came to roam these lands. It is believed that they have been wandering these grounds since the days when it was still bridged with the other landmasses, long before the great seas came between the continents and permanently divided them. The life of the hinterland's owl beasts is one of apparent disarray and aimlessness. Unlike their brethren across the sea, these primitive creatures seem without a definitive purpose. Reports from adventurers who have traversed the hinterlands tell of erratic attacks by these savage and sometimes vicious beasts. Among the owlbears, figures known as Razor Talon and Doomkin stand out for their menacing actions and their foreboding names, which alone are enough to deter many would-be explorers from venturing too deeply into their territory. The land itself seems to hold its breath, as if watching its ancient guardians slowly unravel, their legacy fading into the whispers of the wind. Ahead of the cataclysm that reshaped the lands of the world, the only known tribe of Moonkin inhabited the lush forests of Darkshore. Known for their profound connection to the moon goddess Elune, this tribe played an integral part in the training of young night elf druids. It was here, amidst the ancient groves, that the aspiring novices came to face the revered Lunarclaw. By summoning and overcoming the Moonkin chieftain at the sacred Moonkin stone, hidden deep within their caves, initiates could earn the strength of body and heart, a rite of passage that attuned them to their bare form ability. This ritual not only symbolized the druids' harmonious relationship with the natural world, but also underscored the Moontouched Moonkin's role as stewards of druidic knowledge and power. The Moonkin's guidance was an essential part of sustaining the living bridge between the Night Elves and the deeper magics of the grounds they were sworn to protect. The cataclysm brought unimaginable devastation to the lands of Darkshore, altering its environment irrevocably and nearly erasing the Moontouched Moonkin tribe from existence. Amidst this chaos, only one elder, Oomooroo, survived the decimation of his kinsfolk. Haunted by the ghosts of his tribe in the Moontouched den, Oomooroo's existence now illustrates a powerful portrayal of resilience amid unbearable loss. Bound by the need to honor his fallen relatives, the Moonkin Elder is presently on a deeply meaningful quest to lay them to rest. A quest that will finally free their spirits and bring peace to their troubled echoes. This act of closure not only allows the souls of his ancestors to return to Elune, but also marks a new beginning for Oomooroo, who is currently uniting with Malfurion Stormrage to aid in the restoration of their shattered homeland. Of all the Wildkin species dwelling in the lands of the world, one tribe in particular stands out and demands our attention. In the snowy territories of northern Kalimdor, the ancient owl-wing owl beasts have adapted perfectly to the colder and harsher climate of Winterspring. Among the eldest of Azeroth's beings, created by Elune herself, the Owlkin here are guardians not solely of the land, but of its lore. They stand as sentinels over secrets old as time. The tribe and its members originally flourished under the moon goddess's divine guidance. However, as the ages passed and Elune's direct influence waned, the owl beasts grew increasingly aggressive, their confusion manifesting as ferocity. Their purpose, once known to all members, has drifted into the shadows of legend, and from legend into the whispers of myth. The heart of their territory, Owl-Wing Thicket, is a complex of caverns resonating with the echoes of their long-forgotten origin. Here, Ranshala, a night elf dedicated to uncovering the secrets of her ancestors, guides adventurers through the snow-laden paths to unravel the story of the Wildkin race. This quest culminates at the altar of Elune, where millennia ago, the gem of Elune facilitated direct communication between the goddess and her priestesses. It is here that the spiritual and physical realms merge briefly, revealing the hallowed cause bestowed upon the Wildkin. The spirits of long-gone priestesses materialize, recounting how the Owl-Wing tribe was envisioned as fierce protectors of all sites sacred to Elune, entrusted with guarding the very essence of the Night Elves' divine wisdom. Yet, with the fading of the moon goddess's guidance, these noble creatures have found themselves adrift, their innate magic insufficient to quell the growing wildness within. The spirit of the priestess laments, without a purpose, they wander. But many find their way back to the sacred areas they once were sworn to protect. As Ranshala stays behind to reflect on these extensive revelations, she entrusts us with a newfound understanding of the Wildkin's plight. She urges each of us to share the divine tale we have just witnessed, ensuring that their legacy is neither forgotten nor forsaken, but cherished and passed on to future generations of adventurers. And so, dear travelers, before we close the pages of our journey, there is but one more story left untold. Among the whispering trees and the shimmering moonlight, a sacred knowledge has been passed down through the ages. Over time, the druids of the world, whether they be night elves or tauren, became warriors of the wild, the keepers of nature's balance. Revered for their deep connection to their surroundings, they have always been shapeshifters, blending their forms with the essence of the natural world. Their ability to transform into other beings, such as the bear for sustaining significant injury, the cat for dealing swift damage, and the tree for healing oneself or their companions, demonstrates their versatility. However, it is the Moonkin form that truly embodies their role as protectors of the natural order. The Moonkin, or Boomkin, as they are called due to their explosive power, is a manifestation of the balance between arcane and nature magic. In this form, druids harness celestial forces to unleash devastating spells like Starfall, Sunfire, and Solar Beam. This arsenal allows them to strike down enemies from afar, maintaining the equilibrium that their class demands. But how did the druids come to adopt this powerful form? The answer lies in their observation of the natural world. Long ago, they studied the ancient Wildkin and noted their unique use of arcane magic. By emulating these creatures, the druids learned to tap into similar powers, eventually allowing them to shift into the Moonkin form. For the Night Elves, this form is a tribute to their moon goddess, Elune. The Moonkin's very name reflects their cultural reverence for the moon and its cycles. For the tauren, The knowledge of this form was brought back by Hamel Runetotem, who befriended Malfurion's Stormrage after the Third War. Hamel became the first Tauren druid in many generations, spreading this sacred knowledge among his people in Thunderbluff. As tales of the Moonkin's great power spread, so too did lighter stories, like that of the occasional Moonkin. These weary druids are often seen pretending to just enjoy the view until their energy returns, much to the frustration of their comrades still toiling in the fray. Indeed, fellow adventurers, the tales of the Moonkin are not just stories of strength, but of harmony and dedication to the greater good. As we part ways, know that wherever you might find them in the world, these noble creatures are protecting something of importance, as they were entrusted to do so long ago. Farewell, and may your paths be ever guided by the light of the moon.